just completely loose right here.
They tried, don't tell me they tried to take their motor, dude.
They try to take them.
All right, so check this out, guys. Before this video gets started, I do want to mention that we just restocked on our Goon Squad custom stainless steel food-grade bottle openers. These suckers go quick every single time. These suckers are super fire. Just check that out right there. And of course, we even got some brand new pullover sweaters on the website with our brand new logo on the front. These suckers are super soft. So if you want to cop you one and help support your boys, be sure to visit goonzquad.com. But as of right now, let's get to the video.
Somebody really spent some time and money on this thing.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are here at the original Goon Squad garage, where we're finally gonna get started on working on our brand new build, the 1967 Chevrolet Camaro SS. And as you guys seen in the previous video, all we did was just a basic walk around. We washed the exterior, cleaned up the interior a little bit. I gotta say, this thing is looking absolutely mint condition, other than the wrecked side, of course, which that's gonna be a challenge on its own, but you know what? I think we can handle it. The most important thing that we wanna show you guys today is probably the engine bay, because if you look at this fender right here, you see this sticker right here, that's a 100 horsepower sticker. What do you think is going on underneath this bonnet area, dude?
Just a bunch of ponies running around, dude.
Hey, take a little peek into this crevice right here. And what does it say in there, dude?
Dang, man, that's all you need to know is it's fast,
this
man.
Thing is fast, which we're actually learning so much about it because this thing does not start yet, but I think it's got a built engine on it. So that's what we're most excited about. And also, we're excited to see how much of you guys are actually interested in this build. So we're actually going to continue on this build instead of the Teslas, which you can't forget about these Teslas, man. They're going to be super epic. Look, we got a box right there with some frame rails for the 2020. And of course, we got a subframe coming in for this. Or we got two subframes. They're both going to be running, but the rear subframe for this is almost in town. I think it's like in Georgia. I was looking at the tracking number.
Dude, if we get that thing in, we can possibly go and take this thing down the road and do like a pull and see what that 90D is all about, dude.
I really want to take that thing off-roading or maybe tow some stuff with it. Just see what some silent power works like.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's going to be epic on its own, dude.
That's going to be super wild. So we're super excited for all the stuff that we got going on. But right now, this makes more sense right here because as soon as we tear it apart and stuff, we're going to go ahead and order parts. And while we wait on parts for this, we can jump back onto the Tesla. So I think that makes sense,
yeah, that's fair right there, dude. That sounds all good to me, dude.
Yes, sir. So right now, what we're going to do is probably pop this hood, show you guys what's going on, detail it. Do you want to detail this?
Yeah,
thing,
I say we probably pressure wash it down and stuff like that because it's like really dirty, dude.
Yep, we're going to go ahead and get it nice and clean, and then we're going to show you guys what we're working with here.
Cleaned up nice right there, man.
Oh my goodness, that is a beautiful LS3 engine with some shiny parts on that thing,
You know,
dude.
this classic car had to at least have some chrome parts in the engine bay. Only means one thing, dude.
Power.
It's built right, dude.
Of course, yeah, it's built right, dude. First thing that I noticed is the intake manifold. And what does it say on it?
Dude, fast LSX R102, probably like a bigger intake manifold.
For airflow.
Yeah, for airflow, probably to produce more horsepower. And also, you got some fast fuel rails. You know, more air, more fuel only means one thing, dude. More power,
Speed.
Dude. Speed, dude.
Of course, it's got a cold air intake as well right there. And look at like the chromed out stuff like that, dude. That looks original.
That
right
looks
there,
original from the Camaro. That's probably the brake booster and stuff like that. And you got an upgraded radiator right here, all aluminum. Looks really cool right here.
I thought that was the refrigerator, dude.
Basically what it is, dude, it refrigerates this engine. And also one thing I noticed on the radiator while we were looking at it is this right here, dude. This thing is empty, dude.
Oh,
that's kind of sketchy right there, dude. Could possibly be a blown engine, you know what I mean?
That just gets me thinking, what if this dude actually blew the engine at the drag strip and then it caused him to like
spin out and just hit like a wall or something like that? Because that is a very common thing. Like whenever people go high speeds and they blow something on the engine, it could like send them out of control into a wall or something.
Send them
like
sideways,
that.
dude.
But hopefully that's not the case here. Hopefully we got a good engine. And one other thing that I did notice, I was messing with this belt and popped it off with my hand because that's just how loose it is, dude.
Dude, that is is really weird,
like,
dude.
does it tighten up whenever like the
You
car
start it up or
starts,
something?
or is just like the tensioner is bad? I guess it would just come down to whenever we start this thing. You know what I mean?
You guys are gonna have to let us know on that because I wouldn't know nothing about
Yeah,
that.
and
But
we're probably gonna have to like test it out. Probably like see if we can turn this motor over. And if it
Definitely,
turns
dude.
over, we're good, dude.
exactly. But the coolest feature about like this whole entire area is probably this right here, which is an HVAC system, which you don't really get that all the time with the engine swaps,
Yeah,
dude.
usually engine swaps, they just run the car and have the windows down or something like that. But this is pretty cool because this makes this car like a daily driver. You can go get you like some ice cream, then hit the drag strip right after.
Right afterward, dude. That is perfect right there. You could use this sucker for like all seasons right there.
Yeah, and one more thing is we figured out that this dipstick was missing, which kind of sucks because we can't check the oil because who knows, man, this thing, since it ain't got no coolant, it probably ain't got no oil. And one other
dude.
thing is, dude, this thing ain't
No
got
steering fluid?
no steering fluid, dude.
Dude, you know what? Maybe the previous owner actually took all that stuff right there and put it on his other race car, dude.
He didn't take just the coolant and the oil. He probably took a bunch of other stuff, dude. Because we
Definitely.
are seeing like some plugs and stuff. Like, look at this. There's a plug right here. There's another plug right here. So I mean, this is just all is going to come down to like what kind of information we get. Like this whole entire car, not only is going to have big repairs done to it, it's also going to have like a big learning experience to how to get this thing running.
Because we don't usually like work with engines, so this is the perfect opportunity to learn about that.
Yeah.
And it's a good platform right here.
Good
the LS3.
platform. The LS is a really good engine because like you can literally probably go to like O'Reilly's and get any part for this thing,
Dude, this is so awesome. And look at that. You can see the headers from over here. I wonder if like it has like bigger injectors or anything like
Dude,
that.
it possibly could, since it has like a bigger intake, could have bigger injectors and stuff like that. And look at this thing, dude. It has like a off and on. You know, a plumber owned this car, dude.
No doubt, dude. A plumber, you know, threw on one of his little connection pieces
That's
there,
probably
dude.
for the HVAC unit. You know how some people are like, hold on, I had my AC on when they're racing.
Making excuses
You
and
just
stuff
go
right
over
there.
here and just cut that sucker off, and you got more power right there.
That
dude.
is so awesome. So that's pretty much it for that engine bay right there. Or what else did you notice?
Dude, I didn't notice anything, but I was thinking, just looking at this motor, hopefully this guy did like a big choppy cam on this thing, dude.
Oh my goodness,
You know how
dude.
awesome this car would sound just like sitting there cammed out, like, what, dude, amazing.
Hey,
dude.
if it's not, we got to do that, dude.
100%, dude, 100% on
Dude,
this
but
car,
this
dude.
this could have some like internal build stuff done to
Yeah,
it,
it could
dude.
have like a full long block. You never know. They probably could have got this as a crate engine, like a built crate engine, because like I think a block alone for this car is worth like $7,000. With like a fully built engine and transmission, you're looking upwards to $15,000.
Wow.
So somebody really spent some time and money on this thing, and that's a good thing because we don't have to buy an engine. We got one right here. We got a good platform in there. There's going to be a lot of learning though, trying to get this thing started since all the stuff is missing. But that's why you guys are with us on this build. We're trying to figure it all
Hey,
out.
we're never alone, dude. You guys
Never,
are
dude.
always helping us, but dude, this is the perfect opportunity for all this stuff. And we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next thing, which is gonna be probably looking at all the other expensive stuff that the previous owner spent
up
on this
underneath
thing.
it, dude. So the first thing that we want to do is probably get this car off the trailer. So we're probably just gonna lift it up here on the trailer and to probably take this wheel off, see what's going on with the suspension, possibly straighten a few things out. That way we can get this thing off and inside that garage on the lift it up and see what's going on up underneath this thing.
Alrighty guys, so it is actually the next day here, and last night we ended up straightening out the suspension as best as we possibly could. We popped this wheel off right here and we found the damage, which surprisingly was just the upper control arm,
Yeah, dude, that sucker was like bit in half on one side. We just sledgehammered it as straight as possible, and it's sitting pretty good, dude. Good enough right there. Got a little camber to it, man.
Got a little camber. We might just leave it like that for handling purposes,
yes, sir,
dude.
right there, dude.
But this does have the ability to roll off, so that's the main goal right there. And also, I noticed that there was like no visible frame damage,
Yeah,
dude.
so I think all the ball joints and stuff like that and bushings actually took the impact because they're all like busted, dude.
Yeah, that's right. And actually, we looked up the suspension kit for up front here, and it's like $2,000. Not too bad, not too cheap. But we might just go ahead and throw a new kit on here. That way, we can have that performance.
Yeah,
dude.
that way we can just have all new ball joints up front, all that good stuff. You know what I mean?
We did a little bit more damage over here, not to the fender, which we had to cut off. We also ended up actually running into the ground wire right here, which is not a big deal. We can easily replace
Hey, we're probably
going to
be replacing a bunch of wires on this car anyways, dude.
Definitely. So right now, what we're going to do is probably go ahead and hop into the garage, move the helicopter, move the canoes, the kayaks, whatever you want to call them, clean that area up, get this sucker on the lift, and see what's going on in the belly of the beast. Would you look at that, dude?
Dude, that is some deliciousness right there.
Oh my
dude.
goodness. So we ended up actually getting the car on the lift over there. We're checking a few things out, which we're about to actually just show you guys what's going on there. Some crazy stuff. But also, Mama decided to go ahead and make some food, so we had to help, dude.
Yeah, we had to help out, had to throw a little bit of spices in there.
You study.
Yeah, we're learning, dude. While we're learning on
You
cars,
better study.
we better learn and study on some food, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to know how to cook this stuff because this is some delicious stuff. I don't even know what this is. You just called it potatoes and meat, basically.
Yeah,
And some vegetables in there.
And some vegetables.
Yes,
and we
sir.
got a YouTuber in the making over. Look, what are you? Oh my goodness. That's crazy right there, man. It's crazy how kids just try to just do what you do.
That's
I mean,
just awesome, man.
being a
you
good
know?
example,
being
really.
a good example, dude. Learning how to cook and learning how to work on cars at the same time, dude.
Exactly, man. We're just having a good old time out here. It's already lunchtime, so we're gonna eat probably right quick, and then we're gonna jump onto that Camaro.
And see
What's going on
What's
there,
going on
dude?
underneath that thing?
Alrighty guys, so we had a quick little snack and we are back underneath this Camaro where there's some wild stuff going on, dude.
Some awesome stuff and some pretty crazy stuff. Like right off the bat, we noticed that there's like a little cooler up here with the fan, and the lines to that cooler are completely missing. It's like leaking some sort of fluid. I don't know, maybe power steering fluid or honestly transmission fluid. We don't know. It probably has some shiny lines on there, so they took those,
Some golden lines, or probably the same lines as the fuel system had, or
so
something
they probably
like that.
took all that stuff. But anyways, moving on to the suspension, dude. All the bushings are shot. Like, that's just what we noticed. So they're all shot on the steering part, and they're all shot on the knuckle and stuff like that. So we are going to be looking into just buying a whole entire suspension kit, control arms, and all that good stuff. And also moving down to this oil pan right here for the engine, man. That sucker is sitting pretty low right there, dude.
That looks like it wants to get karate chopped by a speed bump right there, dude.
That's what I'm saying. So there's a little bit of scrapes here. I wonder if they sell like an aftermarket one that's a little bit shorter, or that's just what it has to be right there. Not a big deal. You're just going to have to watch for some potholes or something like that.
Definitely right there. Moving on to the next pan over here, which if you knock on this sucker, is anybody home?
Dude, it literally
Nobody.
echoes inside there, so it's probably dry. And there's like one bolt missing right here for the pan and another one on this side. They probably took their transmission fluid as well, dude.
I guarantee you, unless these lines that they unhooked probably
for the
ran to that,
transmission.
because that looks like something important
Yeah,
right there,
that
dude.
definitely looks important. So that could be transmission lines, and they just leaked all the fluid out. But back over here, dude, look at these beautiful long tube headers. These things are nice, dude. And I thought they were damaged, but look at this, dude. It only damaged the exhaust part and screws right here, and they cut it off as well, dude. Probably like choking out the engine or something. You know what I
They
mean?
must have tried to get at their headers, try to take their headers too, you know?
or they tried starting this thing after they wrecked, and it was like bogging down or something, so they cut it that way they can drive to whatever.
The way the air could flow.
Yeah,
or something
yeah,
like
definitely.
That.
So that's pretty crazy right there.
Those
So,
are some nice headers right there, though. What
dude,
brand are
I think
those,
they're
dude?
Cooks. I think I seen it up top over there. So these are like some beautiful long tube. They probably make so much beautiful noises and all that good
Dude,
stuff.
I can't wait to get this thing started to see that
Oh,
or hear
yeah.
that stuff. But there was some mounts that go to the motor as well that you noticed something was
Look
going
over
on
here,
there.
dude. You see that bolt? It's just completely loose right here.
They tried. Don't tell me they tried to take their motor, dude.
They try to take the motor with them as well, dude. This is just
my
crazy. And
goodness,
look
dude.
at that, dude. I don't know if this is supposed to be there, but there's like some cut sensors right here, some wires hanging right here. This is probably like for the throttle pedal or something,
That's
dude.
Ethernet service
That's
right
what I
there,
was saying,
dude.
some internet or some hello. how can I help
Telecom.
you? So,
Who knows what that is? But there is like a lot of bolts missing. I noticed just from up front here.
yeah.
I can't even believe it, dude.
Like-
Look, there's this missing. There's supposed to be a cover right
Yeah,
there.
that's missing over there. And then moving on over here, it looks like they actually unscrewed this drive shaft, which is crazy. I wonder why they did that. What if, since there's no fluid in the transmission blew and they undid it right here because it probably won't spin or something
Oh,
like
you
that?
spin it. You're spinning it right now,
I'm
dude.
spinning it right now. I might jump start the engine right there. So who knows, man? That transmission, what kind of transmission is that? You know what I mean?
I wouldn't have a clue right there.
So,
Look at
I mean,
that, dude.
give it a good glimpse to those people that probably know their transmissions. They'll probably let us know what kind
hey,
that is.
I want to
dude.
go ahead and say this, dude. I really do. We really do appreciate all the help already, man. We're
Dude,
getting so much information,
So
dude.
much information just throughout every platform that we're posting these videos on. So it's amazing, dude. And I mean, we're already figuring stuff out. Like, I heard that we can possibly get this thing running by just going to our local junkyard and pulling some ECUs off of like some sort of GM vehicle, dude.
Ooh, that's awesome. So although there's so much crazy stuff going on, a lot of stuff missing, we're not even afraid of that because we know we can get this fixed, dude.
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially with you guys having our back, we'll figure this out in no problem.
Sir, so moving right along, there's this like bracket right here. I'm guessing this right here is to kind of protect from the drive shaft from like breaking off and slinging into the cabin there or something.
Yeah, definitely.
My guess.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Looks like just a little protection because this metal is probably not thick enough. If you go down high speeds, you don't want that coming in the cabin. It's crazy, dude. Look at these frame rails on the front. They just go all the way over here and they end off right here. So if you ever want to, like, if you have bad frame rails, you literally unbolt them and change
Dude,
them.
that is so crazy. So basically only frame rails from like the front half and then from the back half. What is this right here,
I think these
dude?
are actually custom. I don't know if this car came standard with these. I think these is just like an upgrade you can do. That way you can have a stronger like suspension on this car or something like that.
Take off.
Like all this stuff
you
right
can,
here.
I think it's so you can wheelie, dude.
Yeah,
I
you
get-
probably something like that. I believe the whole body of this car is like a uni body, so you don't really need a frame under here. If I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I think that's how these cars were built. A train horn right
That's
there.
Pops, and he's got something pretty crazy on the back of his truck too. I don't know if we're gonna get to that right now.
Yeah, we'll probably get to that a little bit later. But
we might have to help him actually back in. He's got the excavator. He's home.
He don't have the excavator. They actually dropped it off at Kubota because we got something serious going on with that thing. But
we're getting his service right now.
Yeah.
We'll probably mention that in a later video.
Yeah, we'll mention that later. But as of right now, dude, look at the rear end of this thing. It is a beast setup. You got this axle. I don't know if this is the standard axle. I know it has like a cool cover on it. Maybe this is like a built axle back here. And you got some nice QA1 shocks. A fuel pump right here, dude. Just all sorts of epic stuff going on. And I don't know what these are for. Maybe this is like whenever you're doing a burnout, don't really like hop around.
I think
they
call those traction bars or something like that, or maybe it's called something else. It's called Caltrax. So like Trax is right there, which I'm sure that's like a shorter word for traction.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if these are bad because look how easy they are to move. I mean, they don't really.
Yep, definitely.
I mean, some stuff is
you hear
loose,
it's loose,
dude.
Definitely been popping
There's
wheelies. I
tons
guarantee
of loose
it, dude.
stuff on this car, so we're gonna have to go around tightening a bunch of stuff. Maybe we'll even end up getting a full like suspension kit front and back.
Dude, that would be yeah. I think that would be ideal, man, because we really do want to make this car like perfect mint condition. Probably even better than the previous owner had this.
100%, way better than the previous owner. We'll probably clean up like the bottom of this. There's very minimal rust, dude. We'll just like probably just clean it up a little bit.
That's another thing. Like, there's no like rusted through spots like on the tub or on the frame or anything like that, dude. It looks really good.
You want to know the next craziest thing that I ever seen on this car right here,
what's
dude?
That? What'd you
Look
see
what's
here,
behind this brake. What's it called?
Caliper right there, dude.
Dude, do you see that brake pad, dude?
Dude, that's a piece of copper tube, dude.
Some pieces of copper tube cut and shoved behind a brake pad, and it's on both sides right here. Maybe that's just like a little thing. If you're running out of brake pad, you just shove a little copper tubing in there, and it makes it a little bit bigger.
You got 5,000 more miles or something like that. That is so wild right there. So I think that's the basics of this underneath. I think we covered everything. Got a pretty nice exhaust. I think we're just gonna keep it. What kind of exhaust? That a hooker exhaust?
Yeah,
or
I think
like
it's
that?
a hooker, or maybe this
Muffler.
is all. But yeah, this is a hooker muffler. This the whole entire exhaust from the back. Maybe a custom exhaust. We may even end up just fixing it right there. No big deal. Just weld it up and stuff like that. But I mean, let us know what you guys think on this whole entire bottom of the car. There's probably some stuff that we probably missed. But in the next video, I say we start tearing this thing apart.
Definitely, yeah. That's all gonna be in the next one where we're gonna rip apart. I'm sure like the front bumper, the fenders, and it's just gonna expose everything.
Yeah,
dude.
expose everything and maybe even start trying to get the fluids back in this thing and possibly even try to get it started, dude.
But guys, that is pretty much gonna be a wrap for today's video. We're super happy to be digging in deeper on this thing. We definitely can't wait to actually take apart all the damaged parts right there, start ordering parts, and maybe even run to the junkyard and possibly get this sucker started once again. That's just gonna be a huge milestone achievement right there. But you guys are gonna have to stay tuned. Make sure your post notifications are on so you don't miss out on anything. And if you want an inside scoop before YouTube, definitely give us a follow on Instagram at goonzquad. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Be sure to drop your comments and thoughts down below. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.